Hey, what is up guys, I'm Saxon Tech, and today's video is a full review of the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge. So far a lot of people got the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge and Galaxy S6 and everybody's impressed with the phone, and especially myself. So far we have seen now that this time that the phone happens to be completely glass all around and not plastic from the previous Vibrant to all the previous other phones as well. So knowing that this year there happens to be a lot of changes is going on, and the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 I'm waiting for this year will probably be coming out the same thing as the Galaxy S6 and the 6 Edge. So right now the Samsung Galaxy S6 is completely body modifier, and you can see that it's completely Corning Gorilla Glass all over. And the first thing when I was able to get my hands on this, I was able to say that I couldn't really get a good grip on this, because on the edge itself you are taking away the bezels around the whole phone. It's kind of difficult because you're not actually grabbing the corner of the metal piece, you're actually still grabbing the glass, but at the same time I guess they're giving you some full access to get your hands on it, so you can actually really get the sensitivity and the feel of the glass itself. So why don't we just talk about the design? The design itself is just Corning Gorilla Glass all over the place, and you can see that it has such a nice, good sleek everywhere, even though it's completely fingerprint magnet all over the whole phone. And you will see at the bottom we have a 3.5mm headphone jack and a wire charger, and of course speaker. Yes, that is completely similar to what the iPhone looks like on the previous phone. So the rear facing camera is running at 16 megapixel with optical stabilization, which also takes some nice crispy pictures out there, even though some pictures can be just a little bit off, but you can also readjust that and go back and fix it again and take another picture and completely take the white balance and correctly and set it up in the formation that's supposed to be correctly. And the resolution of recording could be up to 1080p, but it can also shoot up to 4K resolution, but that only has to be in audio and not completely customized. So having a phone lay on overnight, I don't lose so much battery life. I would say about maybe 10% or 12%, but some people seem to have to be losing about 25 to 30%. I guess that has to be depending on what you're running on your phone, so you can stop it from letting it to waste so much juice on your battery. On the corner, on the side, you will see the power button, and on the other side you will see the volume rocker, which is up and down. On the power button, it seems to me like they might have lowered it down just a little bit to get to be right in, like almost towards the center of the phone. I think they should have just left it the way how it was, because I'm just so used to the power button so far up, but I already got used to it too quickly on the middle, but I still prefer to put it back up as well. On the front we have a front facing 5 megapixel camera, and you have 2 sensors, and of course you have your LED Super AMOLED display 5.1, and of course you have 2 sensitive buttons and 1 physical middle home button. Now the home button, I'm completely impressed that it has to be more versatile, more tactile, that it happens to be very clickable, and you can actually feel the clickness once you enter to the phone. Fingerprint reader happens to be completely inaccurate once in a while, but it intends to get the job done once you start completely messing around with it and you get a little bit better at it. So multitasking is one of the great things about this phone since the previous Galaxy S5 that it had, but this time it's actually more accurate and more sensitivity and more better than the previous phone, even though you can set up in so many different ways by having Facebook on one and YouTube in the other. Right on the side we're rocking a 8-core processor with a 3 gigabytes of RAM and internal storage only up to 32 gigabytes, no more 16, so you have 32, 64 and 128. As sad as that may sound, because some people would like to have that removable back piece so they can remove the internal battery and they can add some extra storage. Even the keyboard is completely amazing, which I think is #1 on my list. And then having this phone, which is completely different from any other ones, I have to say that this is by far the best phone in the market today, period. I'm not being biased, but it's just the truth. And then if you wanted to have either get the Edge or the S6, you're not really gonna get no much of a difference. They're both the same, identical in every single way, but only the battery life, and you just won't get the Edge on the S6 only. Now for some people, they say that the Edge is more expensive for the phone, which is true, it's just by $100 more. Is it worth it? That's the question. No, it's not worth it. That depending on your decision, if you're willing to purchase the S Edge than the S6. So it all depends on how way you feel like you want to end up buying the extra $100 on the phone if you want that Edge feature, which happens to be completely great. I love the feature, and you can set them up as a shortcut for people who you have it under coloring, so whoever calls, you see the color, you know who it is. And if you do not see the color and it's just completely white, that's just a random phone call that you hadn't put the person on the shortcut whatsoever. So the display is at a Super AMOLED TouchWiz 16 million colors with a 1440 by 2560 pixel with 577 ppi pixel density, and we see that it happens to be such a bright beautiful color, which I have to say, even if when you're on the sun, you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot complain saying that you cannot see your phone when the sun is out, because this happens to have such a great magnificent color that I'm liking the complete color of the display on this phone. I have no trouble looking through my phone when there's so much sun outside, such as bright as it is today, which no complaints about that. So thank you, Samsung, for that. You did a really good job on that part right there. Which also rocking is Lollipop, which is a 5.2, and I'm really happy that Lollipop was into this phone, because on the previous phone, when you update it and you get Lollipop, it tends to really slow down no matter what you look at it, unless you did a couple of tweaks that you have to root the phone, and depending on what you have to do from there to see it happens to have a good response. So let's talk about the camera. The camera happens to be one amazing camera, which is the shortcut now. If you double tap the home button, the camera will come out in the 16 megapixel, and you see that nice and bright beautiful color that you will see on the whole entire phone when you actually take a good picture. You can put it in auto mode and also in pro mode, which I'm very used to using pro mode now, because I can actually change my white balance. I can set up my whole my auto by standard. You can also set up any way have you like it for your own customization, but for those of you who thinks that front auto is fine for you, just stick with auto in the meantime and you will do it for yourself. And as another thing that it changed as well, that you cannot just select the section of slow-mo and fast motion before you start recording. You will have to record first, and then you can adjust it by editing it from that point on, which I think that is a really great thing, because doing it before you start recording, it actually takes too much time and it gives you a lot of problems. But that's great for me and for all of you as well. The front facing camera now, you can actually set up for one selfie and to a wide selfie, meaning you can have multiple people with you as you do the wide selfie, and you can download some more softwares and check out that you can have more set of things. The next thing I want to talk about is the themes. The theme that comes with this phone is completely amazing. You can change the theme to anything you want that they have already, that you have to go in downloads mode and just pick up whatever you can pick up and whatever makes you feel fine. And you will actually have Marvel Avengers and a couple other things in there as well, which is really great. So let's talk about the Edge. The Edge gives you two options where you want the light to bright up in the middle of the night or in the middle of the day when you have it face down. You can have it going from the left or the right, whatever is more convenient for you. So you have the night light Edge, you have the people Edge, you have the information stream, and you have the night clock. So by swiping it up and down, you actually can see your information from the weather channel to the time to the Twitter account that you have, and from any other things you receive from the notification bar by swiping it up and down by having the screen off. You can actually see all your information there without turning on your phone. And as for the night clock, that's actually pretty good. So it's more convenient. You have to have it set up from 12 to 12. Only 12-hour difference that you can have the night clock set up. But then that still also drains enough battery. So you can might as well just limit it to the time where you actually really need it. Leave a comment down below, guys. So tell me what you think about this video. If you like the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge and the Samsung Galaxy S6, which one you prefer? Be the cool guy to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this, because it does help out the channel a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.